No way would I poison my body with that shit. All they fucking chemicals. No fucking way.
Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide.
Yeah.
Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide,
Yeah.
it's a suicide.
If you're smoking on the ciggies, it's a suicide. If you're living in the city, it's a suicide. If you're munching on the Maccas, it's a suicide. If you're smoking up the crack, then it's a suicide. If you're puffing on the reefer, it's a suicide. If you're walking down the street, then it's a suicide. If you're drinking up the goon, it's a suicide. Everything we do is a suicide. Alright. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Start the day so well, healthy eating and jogging. As soon as I step out the door, I'm breathing the smog in. Ah, beautiful, sneezing and coughing. The wheezing is just seasonal and easily stops when I come off the pot and get my yearly detox on. January 1st, a great day to kick rocks on. Lay in bed all day with our slippers and socks on. Baby's got the dizzies and the scrippy for Zopclon. Jittery and fidgety, we instantly pop 1, 2, 3. Shit, I think that I dropped one. Fuck it, babe. Come back to bed but flick the box on first, then get your boxes off and smash my box, hun. Okay. Rock on, yeah, thirsty Thursday. Got the boys in the studio, thirsty work, eh? Bubbling bong, gin and tonic versus wordplay. Taking the load off like a Sherpa's birthday. Free radicals and calories deep in the cup. Munching apples just to try and even it up. I'm needing a crutch like the smokers outside. It's just another day committing slow suicide. Slow
Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide.
If you're smoking on the ciggies, it's a suicide. If you're living in the city, it's a suicide. If you're munching on the Maccas, it's a suicide. If you're smoking up the crack, then it's a suicide. If you're puffing on the reefer, it's a suicide. If you're walking down the street, then it's a suicide. If you're drinking up the goon, it's a suicide. Everything we do is a suicide.
Does that look clean to you? Nothing's clean, Howard. But we do our best, right? Yeah.
Alright. There's carcinogens all in the meds that I'm taking. Microorganisms in the bed that I'm making. I'm scrubbing out the shower and I'm cleansing the basin. Hypochondriac like Howard Hughes, shielding my face with a swine flu mask and gloves made of latex. As if I'm strapping myself up for some gay sex. Up in the club with Liberace and other rates. And festive motherfuckers such as Mercury and David Furnish. Wait a minute, I'm way out of line now. He ain't even got it yet. You raising your eyebrows like what up with virus? I'm really surprised how this guy can be so vulgar, vicious, violent and vile. Military scientists with viruses and vials. Smokers and drinkers living lives of denial. So smile, stuff your face with a Big Mac. Burger King and Pizza Hut, that shit is so lip-smackingly good. It's actually worth compromising your lifespan. Give me a mic and a competent hype man. A pill to pop to rock it and a climb up and a come down. Off my rocker humming when I come around.
Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide.
If you're smoking on the ciggies, it's a suicide. If you're living in the city, it's a suicide. If you're munching on the Maccas, it's a suicide. If you're smoking up the crack, then it's a suicide. If you're puffing on the reefer, it's a suicide. If you're walking down the street, then it's a suicide. If you're drinking up the goon, it's a suicide. Everything we do is a suicide.
Should've stayed my ass at home and killed my sorry self instead.
If you blew off your head, could you speak to the dead?
Should've stayed my ass at home and killed my sorry self instead. Killed my sorry self instead.